All right, Dan here for Argo Comics. Uh, Doing from a different location as we were having audio problems the last couple times. Gonna go, let's just see how it works out on the desktop. Uh, Pretty much got a little stack here of indie comics. Still a monster haul, if you ask me. And we are going to just go through a whole video. These are not full reviews. This is a whole video as for the Argo Comics channel. In Argo Comics, I produce, of course, my own comics, but I additionally support plenty of other indie comic creators. Um, the company that I bought for over 30 years is Antarctic Press, and as some people know, I've been working with them actually uh, in Exciting Comics. Okay, so here's Exciting Comics number 12. Some people might recognize that cover from my own Nature Man Kickstarter. Okay, so successfully funded, and we brought the title over to Antarctic Press. Okay, to have within their Exciting Comics. So it's pretty much serialized throughout Exciting Comics. I started with Exciting Comics number 9. So here's number 12. And again, my own Nature Man took the cover feature on this issue. And that is a cover by Royce Ray Sutherland, who did a number of great covers for me. And this was great to get this cover. He did more exposure. And on the inside cover, they give a little nod about Nature Boy, okay, which I based the Nature Man off the public domain Nature Boy comic. So it was a cool little background to it. Um, Actually, in the number 9, number 10, maybe number 11, I had Big House Blues and Weirdo, two other stories that I have going in Exciting Comics. So this issue debuted the Nature Man story, and Exciting Comics is an anthology. So actually, in this issue, you do get more of my Big House Blues story as well. Okay, and I added these little chapter uh, titles over here. Okay, so that shows you some credits to keep track of each issue, as it's not like a full issue where I usually have the credits on the inside front cover. So we had Nature Man, story by myself, art by Zilson Costa, colors Giuseppe Pica, letters Luis Diaz. Um, Exciting Comics is available in the previews catalog, so you're always able to order it through there. Um, so again, it's serialized. It's part of the first issue I have in here. This is actually, we had Big Ass Blues on a Kickstarter, but this actually was the beginning of issue 2, which did not go through Kickstarter. So Big Ass Blues, okay, story and letters. Okay, there's a very short chapter where I did that myself, and I had the art and colors by Gilbert Monsanto. So this is just a short chapter uh, within this issue. Um, I believe they have a chapter of Nothing Man. Okay. And then a chapter of Camilla Wallace, which story, art and colors, letters, Andre Leal. I actually, in later chapters, helped him edit this a little bit because we were friends. He actually had done an issue of Sorority of Power. I think it was issue 12, if I'm not mistaken. So he did all the art and letters and colors on that, along with my writing. So that shows you that I believe in his work. He does really great work. Okay, this, I believe, sort of an origin for Camilla Wallace, otherwise known as the ventriloquist. Otherwise known as also Roritis Man. It's kind of like his superhero identity. But this is the origin story, so we really don't get him in his superhero duds. So that's exciting number 12. Exciting 13. All right. Again, with the anthology, the cover of this issue, I guess, has this supermodel girl. Okay, so we have that. And that is followed by another issue, another chapter rather, of Nature Man. Okay. Let's see. So we have another chapter of Nature Man. Same credits that we would have in chapter 1. Nothing Man. They started adding their same thing, chapter credits. Like I did last issue. They started adding that here. Okay, you can see the credits there. And then after that, we had more of my Big House Blues. Okay, again, continuing what would be Big House Blues issue 2, but now it says part 5. So story and letters I did again, and then art and colors. Actually, this is Elton Tomasi did the art and colors on this. These were the credits for that last chapter. Somehow they're on this chapter. So this is Elton Tomasi on the art and Giuseppe Pica on the colors. Okay, so slight misprint on that issue. Then we go into Exciting Comics number 14, which again, we see I have the cover feature on that with Sumo Boy. Okay, Sumo Boy I had lined up with another publisher. It didn't work out, and here it is finally debuting in Antarctic Press's Exciting Comics. And again, we have some credits. Story by myself, art. Okay, this chapter, or this book, I should say. Let me see if we get into, I think this chapter actually, yeah, we do have both artists on this. Because the first issue, as I planned it as a full issue, but again, Exciting Comics serializes these stories. So I have our initial pages by Raphael Angelis. We got too busy with another project. And the remainder of the whole series is Alexandre Coelho, who does the whole series. Colors Bruno Costa, and letters we had myself again doing the letters. So again, Raphael started out the book. Okay. He does very good work. Got a bit caught up on another project. So that brought us into Alexandre Coelho coming in, and I really love his style. We've continued to work for years now. So he's been doing great work. Antarctic Press fans might remember him doing our chapter where Argo 5 met the Ninja High School kids. So he did that artwork. And let's see, we also have in this another Nature Man chapter. It's not really focusing in on the credits here, but this is again myself writing and doing letters with Giuseppe Pica doing the colors, and again Zilson Costa doing the art. So just continuing in from where we left off. But this actually does take us into what would have been issue 2 of Nature Man. So again, it's serialized. And I also have a Big House Blues chapter. And again, this has the credits correct there. Myself writing, Elton Tomasi doing the art, colors Giuseppe Pica, letters Luis Diaz. Okay, so we have a chapter of that in there as well, and they finish off the issue with a Nothing Man chapter. So we have, again, you can go into previews, pre-order Exciting Comics. I'm in there for, you'll read the solicit, you'll see my name if I'm in there. But the title itself is great just all around. So you can pick it up. Now, Gold Digger, number 282, kind of gets overlooked for when they talk about these series that have so many issues. Gold Digger is up there with the best of them. It appears that, from what I heard, breaking news, that Gold Digger is going to end with 300. So Fred Perry's doing art, colors, letters, the whole bit, I believe, for a phenomenal amount of issues with a amazing quality to them. More or less a manga style. I'm trying to see, good perhaps preview art to show you a little bit. There's a big full illustration of Cheetah. So, yeah, Gina and Brittany, diggers, archaeologists, and adventurers, and a lot of supernatural elements, and just phenomenal creative work here. Occasionally he puts out bricks. You can find through Kickstarter some Gold Digger bricks, which are collections of his past issues. And Honoric Press, another Kickstarter book that, besides my own, that Honoric Press picked up was Patriotica. So this is Patriotica United #1. Yeah, I got this painted cover. This one I believe I ordered through previews. Not sure if that's the cover I ordered. But the Patriotic Hero, trying to see, story Ron Z, art Ariel Murti, lettering Keith Perkins. Yeah, it was a cover A, cover B. For some reason I think I ordered the other cover. And there is a little preview of what the art would look like on the inside. There's Patriotica in her full Patriotica gear. All right. Through Indie Planet, as always, I have ordered the Four Horse Femmes. Okay, this holiday special, part 1. And it's actually issue number 18. Okay, Furious Monkeyfist, that's the name of the company putting it out. I believe the whole credits is just Stuart Black. Yep. Who I really love his style. Here's a nice little action piece right there. Always a fun story full of pretty much has everything. It has action, comedy, I'll say human relations, you know, kind of like drama, you might say. So really just fantastic work. And I don't want to spoil towards the ending there. But I mean, I've picked up every issue and enjoyed them all greatly. So, and speaking of which, along with 18, I mean, Stuart really is pumping out at a good pace. Number 19. Okay, so that's holiday special. Continuation of the holiday special. And let's see, try to show a little preview art, but it's the same. I mean, it's him again doing the whole thing here. There's some action. Okay, so the Four Horse Femmes are, the main characters of the book, but there are supporting characters. Actually, in the other issue, we had a bulk of the Four Horsemen. Okay, they had their own single shot plan B. And again, anything Stuart is putting out, I'm there for. So, yeah, these 2 issues, Four Horse Femme. Another title that I've been picking up, Accords. Okay, and Alex Garcia, who did Argo 5, a number of issues. I know 24 and 25 he did. He did a couple other issues as well. He's the artist on this, and as we had met in a Perez fan group, you can see that he has a somewhat Perez influenced style. Okay, phenomenal work from him. We had another issue come out as well, and again on this cover you can see just like a high level of detail. Tony Ortega did the art. Alex Garcia does the, oh no, Tony Ortega does the writing. Alex Garcia does the art. He's had guest artists, like last issue, Cody Conyers did some pages, who I've had pinups done from. And the letters have been Rich Bernatovich, and editor Jennifer Safri. Rich did the Sentinel series, which I was always big on, and Neverminds. Um, so he's a great creator. Actually, Sentinels even made a guest shot in Argo 5 number 3. Um, but it's a uh, volumes, thick volumes. I believe 4 there were, and then he had some specials that were uh, solo stories and the next generation of Sentinels, where their kids were taken to the forefront of the story. Um, that's Drumfish Productions, so you can look that up. Drumfish Productions. But this book records, let's see, is that showing up? Phoenix Rising Creations. Okay, so again, available on Indie Planet. I think I got this on Indie Planet as well. Okay. Agents of Earth. Emergency. Okay, Earth being an acronym for Emergency Anti-Alien Response Team Headquarters. Okay, Mineo Entertainment. I believe, yeah, he's probably done the whole thing. Will Mineo. Yeah. Actually, this Mineo Entertainment is kind of a guideline on how to pronounce Will's last name that everyone might have a problem with. Will Mineo. Won't focus, but could be because I'm not holding it perfectly still. Um, Notably, the creator of the DN Agents. Will has done many spectacular projects since. He was a very well-respected animator, doing a lot of the cartoons that many of us grew up on, with the Godzilla cartoon being more of my generation, and right after that, in your generation, the X-Men cartoon. Um, so he was like a pivotal animator. Uh, Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends, as Iceman and Firestar. So, I mean, he did work in comics, I guess most notably in Marvel for Tigra, most notably for me, perhaps DN Agents. And now he has this. Okay. Fantastic title with a lot of, as you can see, public domain characters. Um, Black Terror. Uh, so here in a full page, where is it? They had Fighting Yank. Yeah, Fighting Yank in a full pager here. So, yeah, if you're like me and you enjoyed Project Superpowers over in Dynamite, this might be another great pickup for you if you're a public domain fan or just a fan of well-made comics. Okay, Blue Moon kind of has a patriotic hero on their front cover as well, with the U.S. flag and Liberty Lad. Blue Moon Comics Diversions. Donnie Page's U.S. flag and Liberty Lad. Okay, this one's a black and white. Kind of a little Hostess Fruit Pies type ad in there. I think that's J.W. Irwin doing the art, who's a big favorite of mine in this series. Let's see, I'm sure he has a chapter in this. Yeah, Lloyd Smith doing the writing, J.W. Irwin doing the art for Night Spider. Bit of a cool art style, a little bit in the vein of maybe Tony Harris, if you want something to relate to for you mainstream comic fans who are tuning into the indie monster hole. So that's a pretty cool shot right there. Always love J.W. Irwin's art. I will pick up, the rest of Diversions is very good as well. I mean, this is a nice kind of Kirby style they have going for Donnie Page's story. Trying to have a good little action here. Early Marvel type of style. Talking about retro type comics, we got Big Bang Adventures. Here's number 8. Okay, Knights of Justice, which again have kind of like an old JLA or JSA. Oh, this is actually a big gatefold cover there. Yeah, it kind of has that Golden Age, Silver Age feel. Right down to that roll call. And Pablo Alcalde. Okay, Pedro Augusto doing writing, Pablo Alcalde doing art. Thought this was a very cool shot. But this is a bit of an anthology, I believe, as well, where we have a number of shorts with different artists jumping in. Another great full pager there. So Big Bang has been around for quite some time. I've enjoyed their output. And as two of the main characters of the Big Bang universe, Ultraman and Night Watchman, or the Badge. The Badge, I think that is actually. Yeah, so always good stuff from them. This second cover, kind of like a CC Beck style. And they're bringing in Captain Tootsie. It's a Mighty Man who was actually used in Eric Larson's books for a while. Captain Tootsie and Dr. Weird. So yeah, that's Night Watchman. I think the Badge is another character that they have. Again, they have the Mighty Man chapter, enter Captain Tootsie, and that looks very C.C. Beck, who did the old Captain Marvel, which you might know as Shazam. Gary Carlson is actually the person, the main driving force with Big Bang, and he has a story here with the Night Watchman, art and colors by Connick Adink. Connick Adink. Has like an old Silver Age vibe to it. And there is a Dr. Weird story Okay. By Edward DeGeorge, but art is by Ron Williams. Colors Glenn Whitmore. Ron Williams did a lot of uh, work with me as well, and he'll actually take over the later chapters of Big House Blues, which we just showed in Exciting Comics, as well as another series I have going that'll be in a future Kickstarter, so I can't really talk about that one yet. But he does this Dr. Weird chapter. And he also does another book for them, Anomalies, from Big Bang Comics. Okay, all this is available in the Planet. Really like Ron's work, which is why if I have a project where we can collaborate, I'm always up to trying to work with him more. He just has a great art style. Tried to go with something that isn't too spoilery here. Great work. You'll see more of him, as I said, in future chapters of Big House Blues. Let's see. Bill Raup put out this Tribulation Task Force. Says #1, but I guess the other issue was #0 because I know we went over one of these already. So that must have been #0. The Alan Goldman cover that I had gotten. And this one, I guess, is #1. No credits on the inside cover. Maybe there were, and perhaps because something seems chopped off. Maybe that looks like part of an S on the inside cover. So maybe the page was turned in at too high a resolution, so that's the only portion of the page that filled in. It almost looks like Luis Rivera art, who is a popular indie artist. Trying to see if the credits turn up on one of the other pages. Sometimes they're on the last page. No, I don't see them. So, but it's good. It's kind of like has I believe, a Christian vibe going in this book. And you can see that's a well-produced book. I got 0, got #1 here now, so I'm staying on board. Let's see. Broadsword. They put out Tarot, which I pick up. This is a special, I believe, Alternate Paths Raven X. Okay, Jim Balent, formerly of DC's Catwoman, does this title. Dealing with demons and witchcraft. Holly Golightly does the title with him. As I said, a lot of demons and sorcery, and but beautiful, beautiful work. Not for it's mature content, so not for the little kids. You're not buying this for your little kids. But this witch here is the main character of the series. But it's a great series, great supporting cast, and sometimes I'll even feature someone who's like into witchcraft towards the back of the issue, or Wiccan, I believe, is what they're called. It's always a great read. Here is a ad for another tarot story in the back, another issue. That is available through previews. Broadsword Entertainment. Broadsword Comics. All right. Something I got through Kickstarter. Pop this out of the bag. As you can see, the bag's kind of glare. SPI's Among Us. Superpowered Individuals, I believe that is. Among Us Classified Files Handbook. So this was pretty much what it says, a handbook for the characters in this SPI series put out by Pop Skull. And yeah, I really liked the artwork in a number of these entries. Show another one of them. Something I've yet to do for Argo Comics is have a handbook. Sometimes it's good to discover everything about the characters through the stories. Plus, I just seem to have a lot on my plate to get the stories done. But perhaps in the future, I might look towards that. Okay, I'm always picking up Honoric Comics. Thrilling Origins. Okay, so they always go through some origins of public domain characters. This is Zebra, Phantom, Sphinx, and Yellow Jacket in this issue. And, well, these are actually reprints. So a lot of Honoric Comics does a lot of reprinting of public domain material. So they have a good amount of original material as well. As you can see on the back here, the Formidables was an original material title that I really like. He has a couple sci-fi titles like Rocket Science. But also, like I said, a good amount of just reprint material. I'll show you like some public domain characters that you may not know, like the Phantom Sphinx. So pretty cool. I'm usually down to pick that up. Honoric Comics. And another company that I buy all their output. ABC. So Action Bunny Comics. Says Just a Girl. And Sky Owens is the main driving force. Preston Sky Owens, I believe, goes by now. The main driving force. Love his work for years and years. Nightmare was the title I originally came across him with. Here's an ad for another Action Bunny. Okay, that's the company name, Action Bunny Comics. Okay, again, just like Broadsword, some of the material is a little more mature reader. So you're not buying these for your little kids. But always, always, always great work. And yeah, and let's see, Nightmare, I believe, might have started at Antarctic Press, went to London Night, I believe, might have been the second studio, or it might be vice versa. And he's continued to work on his own stuff, often with Tim Tyler doing the inking on the cover, which I'm not sure if he did the inking on this cover or not, but another great creator. A book that I had last time, but the volume was kind of out, was YEET, okay? YEET 45. And as usual, it's a flip book. So we have Chamber of YEET on this side. This side says, old guys who like old comics, YEET. Which their previous issue was a Western issue. So I'm not sure if this was like an extra story that made it into the following issue now. As you can see on this side, featuring the Avenger, which is a public domain character, I believe. The Avenger, we have a story by Len Mihailovich. They did story, character, text, and colors. Phil Miller did the cover art, character profiles. Alejandro G. Radio did the pencils and inks. El Guerrero did the assistant colorist. See a picture of the Avenger here. Really cool. Very cool stuff. We got like a handbook style page for him. A couple more characters. So that's very, very cool. We had a Duck and Rabbit with Knives story. Okay, it's again another anthology. So we have a variety of styles going on here. Art by Warren Muzak. Story by Jason Mink. Okay, so that was a little story within this. Okay, and then you see you're upside down all of a sudden because it's a flip book. So you have to kind of flip it around. That's when you start reading the other side. You read whichever one you want first. So he presents 45. Okay, I'm not going to read all this. So you get this whole, okay, kind of what we used to call a round robin story, where you have a whole bunch of people each doing a page of art. That will not focus in. There we go. Dennis Miller is the leader. I guess he's doing the writing. You had all those artists doing a page each. Mike Jones doing the inks to kind of probably pulls it all together. Same thing when you have the same colorist as well. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so showing pages of that would be misleading because they're all different pages. Then again, you get to that letters column. Okay, YEET is on Patreon. So if you search YEET on Patreon, that's where you'll pretty much find them. And all you have to do really is you subscribe to them on Patreon. Whenever they put out an issue, your credit card will get charged $5, and then you'll get it in the mail. So that's how I like. That's a good deal. A, good deal compared to some prices that are out there. But B, the issue is done and it's being mailed out, then you're charged. Rather than, sometimes buying from people who just aren't putting out the book and they're still keeping you money. That's why I like Indie Planet. Of course, Diamond Previews does that as well. You're guaranteed to get the book. Well, Diamond, sometimes the book gets canceled. Blue Jay and the Rush says Jean Etienne. Says there, but it's Rodney Jean Etienne doing most of this. But it's covered by his brother Ralph Jean Etienne. So I guess that's why we had it like that. Edits by Jerry Hines. It's well known to my own Thunder Zone line and his Supercross book. Okay, so yeah, it's a pretty cool cityscape there. Okay, Rodney had another issue of this prior. So let me see. Does this have an issue number on it? I don't see an issue number. Because that might have just been called Blue Jay, the other issue. This says Blue Jay and the Rush. Let's see if I can get that. Charr Comics. Okay, so, and that is, here he is, the main character of the series, Blue Jay. All right, and yeah, I'm interested to get to this one. Always nice work by Rodney. That over there. What do we got? What do we got? Okay, Boundless Entertainment. They put out Jungle Fantasy. Fauna. They always have a lot of covers. And most of the time, if not all of the time, let me see how many covers this had. It looks like they had 5 or 6 covers. Oh no, maybe 7. But yeah, Christian Zanier does a lot of fantastic covers. Usually has kind of like a 3D thing going on often in his covers. But there's other great artists, Matt Martin. I always loved his work. He was an artist in Avatar. I believe Snowman was his title. That I really enjoyed his work in. So, yeah, the Jungle Fantasy stories pretty much have a kind of like a jungle woman, kind of like Shauna of the Jungle, along that vein. And always quality work in this title. Again, mature reader, so it's not something you're going to buy for the kids. But they always put out quality. Yeah, actually, they have Threshold, and that was coming out by Avatar for a while. So here's an ad for Threshold. Birthright. But I'll always pick up any book Boundless does. And again, I'll usually try for that Christian Zanier cover. And AC Comics, Super Babes, which again is a shoot off of FemForce. Been trying this out. I used to buy FemForce way back in the day, or AC Comics, which used to be short for Americomics. Those are the main characters of FemForce, Miss Victory, Night Vale, Stardust, She-Cat, Sin, and Tara. Okay. but they also had like Captain Paragon. They had a lot of cool characters at a time before there were a lot of uh, indie superhero publishers. Comics was doing it with FemForce. Um, so they always put out quality book with art colors letters. I think the hikes, I believe that's how you say it, hike. Um, Mark and Stephanie, I believe it is, have been doing the majority. Yeah, Mark G. Hike, Stephanie S. Hike, editor Bill Black. So those have been kind of like the main driving forces behind the AC line currently. Um, and I've really enjoyed. They've hired out a lot of great people to collaborate with. Um, and I think they've been doing a pretty good job with their output. So I'm still on board with this title. There were a number of years I dropped off with FemForce. I think they kind of had a period where I guess, due to sales and printing costs, issues were like $10. I had to kind of curtail my collecting of the title at that point, but they have come back with a $5.95, more reasonable. So, as far as news of my own, digitally fulfilled, the latest Kickstarter with Junkyard Joe and Subject Alpha. So digitally fulfilled that, going into printing on that. Always working on more issues of Argo 5. I have a Sorority of Power issue on the way as well. So still doing a lot of work. Just been kind of packing up, getting ready for a move. So there's a lot to be done on that. So juggling all the, items that have to get done, getting them all done. Still have to, uh, just get projects out one by one. Appreciate all the support that we had on that last Kickstarter. Looking forward to the next one. Both Argo Comics and Thunder Zone have been doing very well. So can't complain with that. Keep coming back here to the Argo Comics channel, where we'll give you all the latest books that I've been picking up and updates on other books. I'm actually going to probably do a video pretty soon with a little bit of cliff notes to some of the Argo 5 issues that came out recently. A couple of things I want to point out. So I'll probably do a video on that. Otherwise, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe below to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified of any new videos that I'm going to be posting up, and we'll see you soon.